One of the most important questions I get asked all the time is whether it's too late to invest in cryptocurrencies. If you had invested in cryptocurrency 2 years ago, you would see almost guaranteed growth across the sector. This is because cryptocurrencies have absolutely exploded in 2020 and 2021. Is it too late to invest even though there's a $3 trillion market cap now? It is an important question because if Bitcoin is $60,000 or around that mark, Ethereum is 4,500, and these cryptocurrencies are massive, what are the chances that you can invest in it now and still make decent profits? Basically, the question is, are they still good investments, and should you invest in them now rather than waiting for a crash? Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is the Millionaire, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining matters of finance. However, I am not a financial advisor and I never give financial advice. So before I proceed any further, just know that. However, I do think that this video will answer that need to know whether or not cryptocurrency is still a good investment. I believe that there are trillions of dollars waiting to be poured into cryptocurrency, which could rocket almost every crypto that is successful and promising to new highs. However, in order to understand where this money is coming from, you need to understand the word compliance. I want you to understand the word compliance in simple terms so that you understand where this money is coming from. Compliance is a set of restrictions put on financial advisors and most institutions and institutional investors. This set of restrictions prevents them from investing in whatever they want to invest in. For example, me and you can invest in pretty much anything we'd like to, and there's very few restrictions. As long as you have the platform, and as long as you have the money, you can invest in whatever you want. Institutions and institutional investors and many financial advisors cannot do this. They have to report every investment they make, and they also have a set of restrictions that prevents them from investing in just anything. Even if an institutional investor has a ton of money and they love cryptocurrency, they may be limited in how much they can invest in crypto. They may not even be able to invest in it at all, even if they love crypto. This means that once an ETF comes out, and I'll explain what an ETF is in a moment, once an ETF comes out and it allows compliance, it could be that trillions of dollars will be poured into cryptocurrency under compliance rules, and this means that cryptocurrency will finally be compliant for these individuals. And once this happens, you can guarantee that cryptocurrency is going to see a nice run. Okay, so there are trillions of dollars waiting to be poured into crypto, and an ETF changes things. But what is an ETF, and why does it really change things? An ETF is an exchange traded fund. Imagine a single stock that costs, let's say, $100, but it has a small amount of many different shares of different companies or industries in one stock. In other words, by owning this $100 stock, you're owning a tiny bit of shares from many different companies or many different stocks. This type of stock is actually extremely efficient in a retirement and regular portfolio. Not only does it tend to have extremely low fees and is passively managed, but it also tends to be extremely efficient for tax purposes. Now here comes the important part. An ETF is extremely compliant. Most institutions and institutional investors can invest in an ETF. And if an ETF of Bitcoin is made, or Ethereum, or any other type of ETF for cryptocurrency, you can bet money that someone is going to be buying that heavily. It also means that you can put Bitcoin and cryptocurrency like Ethereum into a tax-advantaged account like a Roth IRA. This would mean that all the gains you got from crypto would be tax-free. This is, of course, an enormous advantage, and a lot of people are going to be doing this. That's a little secret for you. That is the first reason that cryptocurrency is underrated instead of overrated, and why cryptocurrency is actually quite cheap right now. As soon as an ETF comes out, you can expect the price to go parabolic. Another thing to keep in mind is that older folk like your grandfather are much less likely to invest in cryptocurrency. This is because it's very volatile and they don't understand it at all. This means that there's a ton of money that's going to be transferred to newer generations that are growing up right now and love cryptocurrency and are even more likely to invest in crypto in many ways than stocks, which means that long term, cryptocurrency is going to grow from this new influx of new individuals who are adults buying, getting jobs, and investing. Another thing to keep in mind is that cryptocurrency is still very volatile. It can drop 20% in a day, 30% a day, and rise the same amount the next day. This scares individuals, especially people who are close to retirement and need the money. They can't really invest in something that can go up or down 50% in a single day. It's way too risky, and it's also way too volatile for their needs. There is some good news in this department. There is something called the law of large numbers. To understand the law of large numbers, imagine that you have a pile of cash, and that every day you add $1 to that pile of cash. Eventually, when the pile of cash is very large, you're you're gonna notice that every single dollar you add makes less and less of a difference compared to the whole. That is, you add $1 and it doesn't really make any difference. It's barely noticeable compared to how many dollars you've had and added to that pile of cash. In other words, over time, you need more money to make a bigger effect on the same pile of cash. You need, let's say, thousands of dollars to throw at that pile to even make a significant difference and be able to be noticeable compared to that whole pile. And that's basically how cryptocurrency works. The larger cryptocurrency gets, the larger the market cap, the more money it takes to move cryptocurrency down or up. And this means that the bigger cryptocurrency gets, the more stable it's going to become, because it takes a significantly larger amount of money to move the market up or down. This means that there's a lot of hope for the future for cryptocurrency, and like stocks, one day if cryptocurrency moves up or down 5%, it's going to be a big deal. There are so many more things I can add on this topic. For example, innovations and how they affect cryptocurrency, how the need for cryptocurrency will rise with technological advancements like spaceships, space travel, and so much more. There's also a key note to keep in mind that cryptocurrency will be required the larger the globe gets and the more interconnected we become, and the metaverse, and so much more. It's really so much to talk about, and I can make an hour video on this topic if I wanted to, but instead I'm going to end this video here. Please subscribe and like this video if you can, and of course, if you want to see more on this conversation, please let me know and I can make more videos explaining why cryptocurrency is not overrated and why it's still a great time to buy crypto. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.